we're meeting in our leadership conference room at the James Caden Administrative Offices for the purpose of taking a vote to go into executive session to discuss matters of personnel and matters of potential litigation, as well as matters of student safety. Is there a motion? Mr. Joyner. Second. Ms. Clark, any questions on the agenda? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. We anticipate returning to the public session at approximately 7:30 p.m. Thank you. Your first motion to return from executive session and close out executive session, go into public. Is there a motion? Ms. Clark, second. Mr. Joyner, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, we return to our public meeting, and would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good evening, everyone. We have a moderate agenda today, not too big. We have one presentation, and we're going to start off with that. It's from Standard Advisors, and presenting will be Jason Zubb from Standard Advisors. Standard Advisors has been under contract with the district to assist the district in its alumni outreach. This has been a major initiative for the board to develop our alumni database. Obviously, we've been around for, this will be our 102nd year, so we got a lot of alumni in the district, and we want to make sure that we can reach out to them, make connections, find out what they're up to, celebrate their accomplishments, as well as put them in touch with our students so that our students can benefit from that knowledge. So, Mr. Zubb?
Thank you, President Ciapetta, Vice President Wacara, members of the School Board of Education, Dr. D'Elia, and members of the South Huntington Cabinet. My name is Jason Zubb. I'm here as the Vice President of Communications for Standard Advisors Group on behalf of our President and CEO, Anthony Mineta, who sends his regards and his regrets that he was unable to be here tonight. Just here to talk a little bit about, as President Ciapetta said, just a update on where we've been over the last couple of months and where we're very excited on where we're heading. So without further ado, so just for a couple minutes, and I know it's been a long day for everybody, so I just want to quickly go through the presentation. The framework of what I'm going to talk about is we've been launching a very robust social media presence across multiple platforms, everything from Instagram and Facebook to we have a YouTube channel to everything. So just trying to get everybody engaged across different demographics. So early on, one of the things that we had all talked about when our team first sat down with members of the Board of Education and the Cabinet was a way to get alumni, whether it was from the 50s and 60s to current day, and get them engaged, to kind of bridge the gap between the alumni and the current students. So for a student that is looking to go away to college, maybe wants to get connected with somebody who went to Walt Whitman, went to that school, can kind of give them the lay of the land, walk the halls with them, just like in a virtual conversation type of sense, or somebody who wants to come in and talk to students, come in for class experience or internship, things like that. The last couple of months, we've been able to really get good feedback from that survey. So we did put it out to the entire network, which is very robust. We actually have already received well over 100 responses. Everything from the 1960s all the way through somebody who graduated in 2026, which is pretty exciting because they're fresh perspective and, you know, be able to connect them with people from 50, 60 years ago as we're getting excited. This weekend, I know, is the 50th class reunion, right, for 1976. So I know they're very excited. So we've been doing alumni spotlight. So I'm going to show you some of those alumni as I go through the presentation. Two of our board members have already been spotlighted, and we have 2 more to go, so we're very excited for that. The Wildcat Watch newsletter is something else that we've incorporated over the last couple of months. We were doing it quarterly, but because of all of the feedback we're getting and all of the great stories we have to celebrate, we're going to be ramping that up probably in a more of like a bi-monthly type of a situation. But what was great about that was the alumni, we know for a fact that they're enjoying it, they're giving us feedback, they're now sending us stories to include, which is, I think, exactly what we want to be able to do and have people connect. So you will actually see tomorrow a spotlight from a class graduate of 1969 who literally responded to our newsletter and said, oh, I want to talk all about music education and whatnot. So there's that. And then growing the alumni network with the addition of the class of 2026. We had a very productive meeting today with the PR department, so we're very excited about getting all of that involved. They're craving getting involved and telling their Wildcat story, especially while it's fresh, so we're really excited about that. Adding them into the fold and getting them going and talking to the new current senior class coming in September about their experiences and what that transition might look like for them in their first year. So this was kind of what we wanted to do first right out the gate. We wanted to be able to build an alumni digital platform, get everybody up on social media, all the different platforms. What's really great is the school district itself has a very, very prominent social media presence. So we do a lot of collaboration with them. And I have to tell you, collaborating with the Booster Club, collaborating with the PR department and the administration here has been perfect. It has been seamless for us. It gives us a chance to share stories. So with that, talked a little bit about that survey. So here's my call to action. If any of you know anybody who is looking for more ways to get involved, wants to respond to the survey, the thing that we want to do is everything from mentorship to come to events to volunteer. So if anybody wants to get involved with that, that's really important for us, and that'll kind of evolve into more of my conversation. But everybody's Wildcat story is worth telling. And there's people from across the country. There are people down in South Carolina that still remember their days. So, talked a little bit about the Wildcat Watch newsletter before. So we do a bunch of different things in here. Everything from news and updates to staying connected, announcements, opportunities to give back. We've done sponsor spotlights. We've done alumni spotlights. It was an opportunity. We included the 50th year reunion class invite so that other classes can be like, oh, you know what? My anniversary, my milestone anniversary and reunion is coming up, so it gets them going. And as I was talking about before, Andy from that class of 1969 saw what we were doing and wanted to give back and wants to get more involved. So that network right now is 5,600 alumni, and there's a lot more to go. So one of the things we really want to make sure is that as the last couple of classes have been coming in and incorporating the new class of 2026, every year there's something in place, and the administration in the high school is very focused on it and is very well working with us. So one of the most important things I know, even in my time here when I was with the PR department, was the niche ratings tell the community just exactly what's going on and why Walt Whitman and why South Huntington is such a special place to be, live, work, raise your family. So we're still in the process of, that's one way that we want to engage alumni. So we want them coming back. We want them talking about their experiences. We want them rating their teachers, and we know everything's going to come back positive because this is the best place on earth. We know that they're going to talk about diversity and why so many people graduate from Walt Whitman, and the first chance they get, they want to come home. So we're pushing that those ratings, because the more you get the reviews, the more you actually go in there and start talking about these experiences, the better it can enhance your ratings when they go into their review process. And that's one of the reasons why Walt Whitman and South Huntington School District all are been coming back in top 10 year after year. So it's a credit and a tribute to everything that you're doing and what your team is doing, and the fact that they're reinforcing this in the community at events with their students. So we started the alumni spotlights shortly after homecoming. I'm sorry, I know Nick, you're on there. I do apologize. But we have different creatives, different ways that our team in-house is designing these visuals. So there's all different kinds of things, but we started with the Hall of Fame because that was something that was really big, that was prominent. We ended up doing a video around it, and that's something else we can do. So we like to go to events. We like to go to, we were able to look at Memorial when that was like at the final stages to take some content to put that out. And the PR department did an amazing job. So with that, so I didn't even have to, which was nice. So I have another board member, but this was a very special post for us too, because what we actually did was we left it open to public engagement. And so for anybody who read the spotlight and saw it, sorry to put you on the spotlight, Trustee Clark, told very personal stories about her experience here and where she, as a student and a teacher that she had that left a fond memory of, so far along that she had a relationship with that teacher until she passed away, stayed in touch with the family, and one of her children is named after that teacher. The engagement, if I'm not mistaken, well, And one of those children engaged with you on the Instagram thread. And that's exactly what we're looking for. We are looking for people that can share stories and other people have had similar ones or are able to then maybe reconnect with somebody. And that's exactly what these alumni spotlights are about. They're about showcasing the person, about the community, the district, and what brings people here together. And it's one of the best things when the students see that, therefore are more likely to get involved and get engaged in the alumni because these are the things that they're gonna look forward to. So thank you, by the way, for sharing your story. I appreciate that. This was another one. So I'm not going to go through every single one of them because I know we'll be here all night because there's so many different alumni to showcase. But these are the types of stories that we're looking for, whether they come to us, we find them on our own. And this is something where a student graduated, has gone into the professional world, and because of his accomplishments and because of his relationships that he's built in the business community, he is able to go to do something. He was in the opening bell ceremony for the NASDAQ bell, which is a very prestigious, important event. So that just, everybody is just incredible. We have a number of different athletes, and I have to tell you, again, the Booster Club has done an amazing job showcasing stories and collaborating with us, so we're very fortunate. We've had a student that has now made the Professional Soccer League. We've had competing at the highest level in collegiate sports, becoming All-Americans, competing in Big Ten championships. Yeah. We have Ken Costa, who, this is the All-American story, right? It's, went to school here, stayed in education, came back here, wanted to work, and now he is off into a transition at the new Memorial School after being involved in administration as well as principal of the high school. Nick, sorry, you're getting one again. But that was that's a great story, and that's a testament to you and the board and the relationship that you had. I know we've talked about it before about your relationships with the educators, with the cabinet, and the administration. And it's, I think, one of the longest press releases. I would have been surprised if you didn't write it yourself because it was amazing.
I didn't. Good job, Lee.
So one of the things that we do in our, at Standard Advisors is we're doing things with public relations all the time. So we are with a variety of different clients. And for Keppard, recent graduate, he called me to talk about how excited he is for his 10th year reunion. And I said, I think it's amazing that you're out there telling stories about your community and giving back. And we've worked together now on a lot of different projects. And I had to put the photo of Dr. Murphy in there. And I don't remember if I told him it was going in before we released it on social media. But this is, when you read this quote, this is everything. He's always proud to say he graduated from Whitman. And wherever he goes, he talks about it, and he's lucky that he's able to come back and live in the community, and he's still local. Full circle moment. I think that's where a lot of these stories really come down to, is the best thing about the Alumni Network is that everything is a full circle moment. So this one I know is a really cool story. Liz, everybody knows, our classic photographer who started with Miss Trebor in her first class and was asked to take her photo of her class in her last year as she was getting ready to embark on retirement. I hope she wasn't upset by the way that ended up in the newsletter. Talked about promoting reunions, so if anybody knows of anything, if coming across a 40th year reunion, 30th, please share it our way. So we're doing some kind of fun things, like a lot of things we want to do is kind of spark bringing back memories. So for people that were maybe graduated 20, 30 years ago that walked the halls, maybe were riding the bus to and from a sports game, had a chance to sing the song, so this was pretty cool. So we do a lot of different things to kind of get them sparked. Some of the then and now boards that the PR department had put together for the 100th year anniversary has recirculated, and people are very, very excited about that. They're continuing to talk about their days at the Huntington Townhouse. That always seems to be a fan favorite. So we like that. Still trying to get them connected. We have email addresses that people can reach out to. We've been putting out forms trying to get more people involved, engaged. So where we're at next. So the first thing that we are ready to start rolling out, and we want to be able to present it to the board and to the community, is an alumni website. So everything that I've talked about tonight really gets tied into an alumni website. So I know we have administrators in the room. So if you have students that are preparing for college and you want to be able to connect them with leaders in their future field or connect them to a college, this is a resource for you. For a current junior graduating senior that wants to have access to this portal, wants to find out more about what's going on, they can do that. Class reunions, every single class can have a group through this website, so not everybody's trying to figure out where is it on Instagram, is it on Facebook, who's leading the charge on their reunion. It's for that. The component that I think we're really excited for, and this is why we've been very selective, is because we want to have a component where there's a direct messaging component. So it's not just, hey, go talk to this person and you're on your own. We are literally bridging the gap and connecting where alumni have the opportunity to create their own portfolios, their own profiles, share information, and connect people with each other. Increasing alumni engagement, I know we talked about that through the survey. We are at over 100. We would like to double that. We think that there is room for growth with that, more feedback. One of the best things that we're going to start to roll out a little bit more is that everyone that's filling out the survey is also being, in addition to talking about their background, is being asked to share advice for that graduating class. Whether that's something about what they experienced or smile every day, just something to keep the students going and positive. Expanding the alumni spotlight series. So now that we have over that 100, now we're still working obviously with board members and administrators and building up different decades, sports to music to academics to everything. We're just kind of putting it together. So we're really going to be rolling that out several times a month. Developing the Alumni Bridge program to enable students to connect directly. So that's through the website. If we're going to do events, homecoming will be in the fall, be here before we know it, college career-related guidance, and just developing a closer and more impactful relationship between the school and the business community. I know that's something that we want to do to support programs, enhance the student experience, make homecoming the best it can be. I know before we know it, Winter Wonderland will be here, so it's not just about getting them at the senior year or the junior year. We want to really make their experience start when they walk in their first building here in South Huntington. That's where it starts and all the way through. So just a special thank you to everybody. Really appreciate the board's support. I know we'll be coming forward to you in the future with some other ways that we want to engage more alumni. And I can't stress enough the cabinet, Public Relations Department, their team, Liz, Lee, Christina, Vito Monti, just everybody has just made this transition so seamless. I can't thank you enough. And I can't end without saying please support our network initiative. You can scan our QR code for Instagram, but please see us across all platforms. We are Walt Whitman alumni across everything except for Twitter. We are Walt Whitman alum.
Excellent presentation.
And
Excellent.
once Wildcat, always
Wildcat.
Wildcat. So, thank you.
Board, have any questions for Jason?
Great job.
Thank you, everybody, so much.
All right.
Have a great rest of your summer and first day of school is here before you know it.
Jason. Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
job. All right. Move into our business agenda. Take a motion to adopt the agenda. Ms. LaCara, seconded by Ms. Clark. Any questions on the agenda? All in favor? And any opposed? Items E through H require one resolution for adoption. They consist of our minutes, financial items, bids, and bills. Is there a motion? Mr. Joyner, seconded by Ms. Meyer. Mr. Conway, can you take us through the bid that we are awarding?
Sure, thank you, Mr. Diapetta. This year is an RFP awarded for burner and boiler repair services. This is a cooperative bid run by our facilities director, and there are other Suffolk County school districts which participate. through the Suffolk County School Facilities Association Consortium, and members of this group will be able to use the results of this bid for their districts, and vice versa. We can use bids that each of those districts operate themselves. This year's request is for it to be awarded to Island Industrial Boiler. This has been ongoing a couple of years with good success. There were 3 that applied, but based on how South Huntington and participating districts utilize the bids, i.e. based on hourly rates and things like that, this vendor does come out to be the most cost effective for ourselves and other districts.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Conway? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, communications, we have an email that we received from a resident regarding a commercial property on Jericho Turnpike, concerned that the exterior sign was unpermitted by the town and potentially posed a danger to our student walkers. Does that resident like to speak to the letter? Yeah. No? Okay. We'll move on to new business then. New business, item number 1, approval to sell obsolete items using auctions international motion. Ms. Clark, seconded by Ms. LaCara. Mr. Conway.
Thank you. As we are all aware, as school district property or equipment becomes obsolete, it has to be brought to the board for their permission to dispose of it and or sell it. Historically, we have used Auctions International, which is an online auction platform to facilitate the sale of these items, and we've had great success with that. So tonight's request is permission to continue using them for another 2-year period. There is no cost to the district. Auctions International collects their fees from the winning bidders. It allows us greater reach of potential buyers and helps the district recoup costs for items that are no longer of use to us.
Okay. Questions? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Moving on to item number 2, approval of campus payment migration motion. Ms. Meyer, seconded by Ms. Clark. Mr. Conway.
Thank you. Campus Payments is a module within Infinite Campus. That's our student management system, and facilitates online e-check and credit card transactions for student things such as district fees, lost ID cards, Chromebook insurance, repairs, things like that. Infinite Campus is, however, migrating their processing from Payrix to a vendor called Stripe. So for approval tonight is a request to utilize the Stripe module within Infinite Campus for us to be allowed to collect these monies to the district in a seamless manner for families to pay the fees that we are owed.
Okay. Questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Mr. Conway. All right, next we have approval for new textbooks for various AP programs. Advanced placement, Ms. LaCara, seconded by Mr. Joyner. Ms. Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. So tonight, this request seeks board approval for the adoption and purchase of textbooks for 3 advanced placement AP courses at Whitman for the 26-27 school year, including 2 new course offerings, AP Business and Personal Finance and AP African American Studies, and reintroducing the AP Comparative Government and Politics course. All 3 courses have been vetted and approved through the Curriculum Council, and the selected materials are the recommended text from the College Board, which oversees AP curricula and standards. So the proposed materials would include the textbooks, digital access, teacher resources, and the shipping fees.
So we're getting hard copy textbooks? Nice. Excellent. Good. Cool new courses, too. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Textbooks available for us to review?
I can get you a copy.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like a copy of
Sure.
each. If anyone else would like one, please let Ms. Kavanaugh know. Okay, moving on to item number 4, 2026-2027 District Comprehensive Improvement Plan. Is there a motion? Mr. Joyner, seconded by Ms. Meyer. Ms. Kavanaugh again.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. For the board's approval tonight, we have our District Comprehensive Improvement Plan. As you might remember, last year we also had this similar conversation as the district was placed on the target list by the state 2 years ago. So right now we were given the opportunity to amend that plan where we are using that flexibility option from the state. So it's a continuation of our plan from last year with some slight modifications based on the needs going into the next school year. So mainly the plan focuses on improving and boosting student achievement in ELA and mathematics for all subgroups, also expanding our MTSS plan, aligning our work with the Portrait of a Graduate, and then also implementation of some of the new K-8 curriculum, increasing data-driven instruction and teacher training, and strengthening our family and community engagement.
Great. Questions? All in favor? Any opposed? And we move on to new business 5, approval of agreement between South Huntington and Metro Therapy. Is there a motion? Ms. Clark, seconded by Ms. LaCara. Mr. Lombardo.
Thank you, Mr. Ciapetta. Tonight for the board's approval, this agreement with Metro Therapy is for the 26-27 school year. Metro Therapy provides related services and evaluations for our students in a variety of settings, including hospitals, private schools, and in students' homes. They also provide services for students enrolled in early intervention and preschool, and for school-age students when the district is unable to assign an in-district staff member.
Okay. We've been contracting them for a number of years, right? Yes. Okay. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? All right. Item number 6 is destruction of ballots motion. Ms. Clark, second. Mr. Joyner, this is a resolution that authorizes the district to destroy ballots cast, spoiled, and unused from prior district budget and Board of Education trustee votes. That happened 1 year after the election, so this is specifically for the spoiled and unused and cast ballots from May 19th, 2025. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, moving on to item number 6, approval to name the band room at the Memorial 6th Grade Center. Is there a motion? Ms. Clark, seconded by Ms. LaCara. All right, this is an exciting one. So this is renaming or naming the band room at Memorial 6th Grade Center after Pat DeRosa, and very appropriately speaking about alumni, this is one of our most storied alumni. Mr. DeRosa was a 1940 graduate from the South Huntington School District. After graduating from high school, he was drafted into the Army Air Forces, and he spent 3 years traveling the United States with the Glenn Miller Army Air Force Band, performing and entertaining for the troops. When he returned to Long Island, Mr. DeRosa earned his BA and master's degrees in music education and became a music teacher at Memorial Junior High for many years. His musical accomplishments include performing with musical legends such as John Coltrane, Bob Hope, Milton Berle, Dean Martin, Andy Williams, Jerry Lewis. He played at the first inaugural ball for President Richard Nixon, and he was recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as the oldest professional saxophone player. Yeah, very cool stuff. Mr. DeRosa, of course, was inducted into the South Huntington Hall of Fame in 2016 and the Long Island Music Hall of Fame in 2021, and he also has a street named after him in the South Huntington School District. And so be it resolved that the Board of Education, consistent with our board policy and in recognition of the extraordinary life accomplishments of Pat DeRosa, hereby names the band room at Memorial 6th Grade Center after Pat DeRosa. All in favor? Any opposed? We hope to have his family when we have the ribbon cutting in Memorial, which I'll get to later on. Item 8, recommendations for placements by the Committee on Special Education and Preschool Special Education. Dates listed in February, March, April, May, and June of this year. Is there a motion? Ms. LaCara, seconded by Mr. Joyner. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, 2 more items of new business. We move on to item number 9, is the extension of a lease agreement with the Tri-CYA. Is there a motion? Mr. Joyner, seconded by Ms. Meyer. Mr. Conway.
Thank you, Ms. Ciapetta. Tonight for the board's approval is a request to have a short-term extension to continue our long-standing relationship with the Tri-CYA, Tri-Community and Youth Agency. This lease extension would go from September 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. Their program will be held at Walt Whitman High School and covers things such as community engagement, mentorship, and after-school activities.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Conway. Are there any questions from the board? All in favor? Any opposed? And we move on to our last new business item, approval of an agreement with American Recreational. Is there a motion? Ms. Clark, seconded by Ms. Meyer. Dr. D'Elia.
Yes, this is an agreement to engage in a contract with American Recreational to install the second playground at Silas Wood, right in back of the school. So we're excited that we're moving on it, and if the board approves tonight, there is a good chance it could be ready for the beginning of the school year. Because we already have the one playground. This is now, that's off to the side. This is the one that's going directly in back. It's basically the same structure. And we've had really, really good success with the initial one.
Thank you, Dr. D'Elia. Any questions for Dr. D'Elia? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, personnel. Personnel schedules 2, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 22. Motion. Ms. Clark, second. Mr. Joyner, all in favor? Any opposed? All right. We have no information reports. We have no committee reports. Our future meetings, we have one more meeting before we get going in the school year. That is August 19th. And then our first meeting of the new school year is September 16th. Comments by board members? Comments. Okay. I have a couple. Actually, a few. If I can read my writing. This morning, we cut the ribbon on our new turf field, which is called the West Hills Field. We had a great turnout for it this morning. All the soccer students, they were just finishing soccer. They just finished their actual morning practices. They were very excited to be on the new field. It has gotten a lot of rave reviews and a lot of action already, and they really enjoy it because it's much wider than the existing field. So they're really enjoying that. Speaking of Memorial, we are going to have our ribbon cutting for the grand opening of Memorial on August 31st at 10 a.m. And then we will have our ribbon cutting for the new Silas Wood Pre-K Center on September 2nd. I'll leave it to Dr. D'Elia to speak on the progress of these items. Speaking of Memorial, there was where did Lee go? Lee did a fantastic job. The PR department did a fantastic job on a before and after presentation on social media of the capital improvements over Memorial. I think I encourage everybody to look at it. It was fantastic. And it really shows, came a long way, and that work was really done almost exclusively in-house. We learned of a couple exciting recognitions since our last meeting, and they both actually go to Superintendent Dr. D'Elia. We were informed that the Hispanic Task Force of Huntington is going to hold their annual Heritage Celebration on October 15th, 2026. They've been hosting it at Whitman for the last few years. They love our accommodations and our hospitality. And this year they selected Dr. D'Elia as their keynote speaker for the fantastic job that he's done with our district. So congratulations, Dr. D'Elia.
Thank you.
And that wasn't enough. You also got a second award. The New York State Association for Computers and Technologies in Education recognized you for your outstanding vision, dedication, and impact across the South Huntington School District and our broader educational community. Well deserved on both of these. Once again, congratulations. We look forward to you being honored. And I believe Nisgate, they didn't give you a lot of notice. I think it was the day after they held the award ceremony, so they're going to actually come here and present the award at one of our board meetings. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. D'Elia.
Yes. Okay. Last week we ended our camp with a very successful music and art camp. And speaking with Mr. Barth, our athletic director, our numbers this year rose by about 350 more additional registrants. So everybody needs to be proud of everybody involved with the camps. They're growing, and we do have students from other communities coming in as well. I don't think there's a district that does it as well as we do, and I'm being very serious with that. So we'll continue to grow it, continue to build it, and we know the community is very appreciative of our camps. Also, I know Dr. Hender sent out a parent square today regarding class placements. I know the elementary parents, I know they want to get hold of who their child's teacher will be this year, and that will go out on August 20th, and there's a reason for that. We're looking at kindergarten enrollment, and it's getting close to maybe us going for another section, so that requires us to hire potentially another teacher or two. And so we don't want to put on we could send it out today because we have a lot of it already done, but we don't want to let the community know that maybe that class is TBD, to be determined. Parents not going to like that very much. So what we need is they're doing demo lessons now. They're in, the personnel department. Dr. Hender is working very closely to make sure we hire the right people if we need them. So that would be, they would be appointed at the August 19th meeting. And I promise you the next morning, I put everybody on notice, they're going out that morning. So just so you know that there's a rhyme and a reason to why we're holding off. Also, I'm sure you noticed, all of you that came here tonight, we have a brand new parking lot out there, well overdue. Well, and they did a really nice job with it. So hope everybody's enjoying it. Don't have to, deal with those bumps with your car going out of here. But great work.
And they also patched, we had gotten a couple of complaints, and the library was concerned about some of the potholes over at the public library. They've been addressed now.
They were pretty deep.
They were
And
bad, yeah. There was, pothole was an understatement. They were like a
exactly.
crater.
And one of the reasons why, and this is going on all over the place, we had, as you know, a pretty rough winter. So wherever there was a little crack, the water getting in there kind of expanded it. So everybody's dealing with it, and speaking with other superintendents, that this is a pretty big issue. And, we'll address it if there's ever, wherever the needs are. But it's a little bit more pronounced this year than it's been in the past. As Mrs. Ciapetta said before, talking about Silas Wood, I was over there today with Ms. Shum, the building principal, and we did a little tour of the building just to get an update to see where we are, and I could say we are in great shape. It looks like, I would say a week from this Friday, that building should just be about finished, ready to go. And, we're very excited about also all the work that's being done once again in-house. We're very proud of our people here, and put a lot of love and care into that building for our little ones. The building does look great. And listen, those are the things that keep me up at night. We have 272 students that are scheduled to be in that building as of now for September. So I feel very confident that we're in a very good place, even with the playground. Also, Memorial, it's ready to go. And I know we've been having some tours. And I think we have another one, Ms. Kavanaugh, is that for the 19th? 20th, okay. And we do have one a little later, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Gotcha. Okay. So I know some people were saying if they could, having a later one would help. So we do have a 4 o'clock one. If there's anybody out there that really wants to get there and can't make it, we'll make it happen. So we're very proud of that building, and it's ready to go. It's an exciting time. It's here. It's coming. It's weeks away. So that was my report.
Thank you, Dr. Delia. And I was going to ask, I wrote down the number of pre-K students, but you already answered that.
I didn't see it.
And what do we have, what does kindergarten enrollment look like so far?
Kindergarten enrollment is climbing daily. We're at about 180 and a few in both Countrywood and Oakwood. Oakwood's a little bit higher, and we're monitoring it daily, obviously.
That seems to be our new normal the last couple of years. It's
Yeah.
in line. Great, thank you. All right, for the first time ever, Miles, welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, President Ciapetta, members of the Board of Education, district staff, and members of the South Huntington community. I'm Miles Berman, and I have the privilege of serving as your next student ex officio board member this year. I'm a rising senior at Walt Whitman High School, which is pretty crazy to say, where I'm a varsity golfer and varsity tennis player. I'm honored to serve and be able to advocate for the voice of our students and strengthen the connections across our district. Although it's still summer, there's been a bunch of activities across the district. Our arts, music, and dance camp has given students the opportunity to build new skills, expand their creativity, and make lasting friendships with kids across the district. Students have also been involved in the robotics, research, and cooking and Wildcat Athletics Camp, which has created connections across grade levels, allowing for younger students to have mentors up at the high school. I could also report on the construction projects that have been making exciting progress across the district. I had the opportunity last week to go into the video production room at Walt Whitman High School, which looks incredible, and I'm excited to see how that turns out and all the new students that are going to be able to access it. As we prepare for the new school year, I like to highlight the freshman orientations that are going on at Walt Whitman High School on August 27th. Building tours were held on July 29th, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow, with more than 150 families having already registered. My younger sister will be entering Whitman this coming year, which is also very crazy to say, and I know firsthand how helpful these tours can be in making the transition into high school as seamless as possible. What's crazy to say is the first day of school is quickly upcoming on September 1st, and I know the students and staff are looking forward to another successful year. I'd finally like to remind everyone that on Tuesday, August 18th at 7 o'clock here at Walt Whitman High School, the district will be hosting a community forum regarding the implementation of the junior ROTC program. This forum will be an open discussion, allowing community members to learn more, ask questions about the implementation of our connection with the Army and the ROTC program. That I'd like to express my gratitude for being able to serve as student ex officio board member, and I look forward to the year that's already here, basically.
Excellent. Thank you, Miles. Great job. We're happy to have you on board. And I know you'll be sitting on our wellness committee. So if you don't have those dates, I'm sure our chair, Ms. Meyer, will let you know. And I think also our transportation committee, which is looking at school times. Dr. Dilly, can you give an update on that, or Mr. Conway, whoever wants to? Do we have our members set?
Sure,
of
brief
meeting
update
dates?
is, the survey closed, as we mentioned last meeting, on July 31st. Roughly 24 applicants. We're just running through those and expect by the end of the week to start to nail letters notifying those that have been selected.
Okay, great. Please let Miles know of the meeting dates and
Sure.
times. Thank you. Okay, great. This year we'll be working, we always do our board presentations, we're putting them together. In the fall, I think we'll have a number of presentations. One will be the transportation and some other initiatives that we'll be highlighting, which will include our proposals for a career and technical education center, and as well as something that we talked about last year, building on further, expanding the Stimson Day to 9-period day, which we think is a worthwhile initiative, but we'll talk about a lot more about that. Voice of the residents. Any residents like to address the Board of Education? Huh? All right. Once, twice. All right. With that said, we will take a motion to adjourn. Ms. Meyer, seconded by Mr. Joyner. All in favor? Any opposed? And we will see you at the August 19th meeting. Thank you, everyone. Be well. Have a great night and a great summer.